Hi everyone. My name is Mohamed Altayeb, and today I'll be sharing my quick video on uncertainty reduction theory, or you could call it URT. Uh, this theory comes from communication research and explains how people seek information to feel more certain about others and about their own relationships. Over the next few minutes, we'll look at what uncertainty is and where it shows up in our relationships, and we'll even look at strategies on how to reduce it or sometimes even keep it. And by the end, you'll see how URT connects to everyday experiences like first dates, friendships, and even long-term partners and relationships. So, what is uncertainty? Uncertainty is stuff that we cannot predict or explain in someone's attitudes or emotions or behaviors. Uh, the text the textbook points out three layers of where uncertainty happens. So the first one is self uncertainty. So that's when we question ourselves and our own feelings and our own commitment. The second is partner uncertainty, which is when we're unsure about how other person feels, or what they intend and what their intentions are. Relationship uncertainty, which is when we don't know where things stand or where they're heading in our relationships, which can be intimate or it could just be a friend or family, stuff like that. These layers can often overlap. For example, if a friend doesn't text back, we might wonder if we did something wrong, doubt their feelings, or questions uh, the friendship's future. So, uncertainty happens in everyday relationships. Uncertainty it's not rare. It's a part of every single relationship. Research by Nobloch shows common triggers like communication struggles, finances, health issues, and family involvement. A study of married couples found top concerns were raising children and maintaining open communication. Uh, and it's not just marriages. So dating partners, close friends, work colleagues. It could be your parents, your siblings. They all experience these type of moments. So if you're ever worried about where a relationship or a friendship is headed or why someone seems distant, you've already felt what URT feels like. Okay, so uncertainty reduction theory. URT was introduced in 1975 by Charles Berger and Richard Calabrese. They observed uh, when two strangers meet, they dislike uncertainty and naturally seek information to reduce it. So the theory focuses on these three big ideas. So number one would be motivation. So this would be uh, why we feel to why we feel driven to reduce uncertainty. Number two would be communication link. So this is basically how interactions lower uncertainty. And three would be strategies. So, the concrete methods people use. Understanding these ideas help explain how relationships develop from the first meeting to, close encounters. Motivation and communication. So, why are we, have you ever asked, why are we motivated to reduce uncertainty? One reason is comfort and safety. So, knowing more about others lets us predict their actions and avoid unpleasant surprises. Uh, Research shows that even a few minutes of conversation can lower uncertainty dramatically. For example, Douglas found that students who interacted for 6 minutes could predict each other's behavior far better than those who talk for only 2 minutes. So it's just time to break down certain walls. Whether we meet in person or on Zoom or through messaging, those first couple exchanges, those first uh, you know places of communication really set the tone. Strategies for reducing uncertainty. URT highlights three main stages. So one would be passive. which is quietly observing someone's behavior or their social media. Number two would be actively. This would be, getting information indirectly, asking a different friend, asking someone that knows this certain person, and creating a situation to see how they would react. Lastly, would be interactive. So this would be directly asking questions and sharing about yourself to, reduce uncertainty. Think of how you might learn about a new classmate. You could, notice where they sit and what they wear, which would be passive, or you can, ask another friend about them, which would be active, or you could strike up a conversation, which would be, interactive. In real life, people use all three of these. When we don't reduce uncertainty, so inter- interestingly, we don't always want certainty. Sometimes we avoid hard conversations, like defining a relationship because, not knowing feels safer than possibly, hearing something painful, so mystery can also, keep excitement alive. So, culture matters too, of course. Societies like, let's say Japan or Turkey often prefer clear rules and predictability, while places like Denmark or here in the USA are generally more comfortable with ambiguity. So, the drive to reduce uncertainty varies depending on personal culture, the situation, and just where you're from and where you live. So, to wrap it up, uncertainty is a natural, multi-layered part of relationships. Uncertainty theory, you know, helps explain how we handle it. Sometimes reducing it with conversations, sometimes living with it to protect feelings or keep things exciting. So here's my question for you. Think of a time you deliberately chose not to seek information about someone, or to not seek. Think of a time you deliberately chose not to seek information about someone or a situation. Why did you choose uncertainty, and how did it affect your relationship? Thank you.